Good evening, everybody. Good morning. It's 12:42 a.m. I'm Grandmaster Evan, and you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media. There's a big question that's going around, and it's a big question. Big question. And we're going to talk about political assassinations this morning. We've had presidential candidates, we've had journalists, scientists, you name it, who witnesses to certain events, 9/11, the JFK assassination, you name it. We even had celebrities like Bob Marley, Marilyn Monroe, assassinated by very sophisticated ways, how they died. There were patsies, but this patsy is Sirhan. Now, Sirhan was a loner. Now, there's things that don't add up, that don't really add up. I came across a video titled "Robert Kennedy Jr. Names His Father's Killer on Instagram." It's done by the channel is the Middle Blitz. The killer's name is Thane Eugene Caesar. He was an LAPD officer. See here? See? Okay. Now, he was paid $25,000 to kill, but here's the question. And now the question is, if Sirhan was a patsy, could a LAPD officer be the one that pulled the trigger? Was this officer paid $25,000 to assassinate Robert Francis Kennedy Sr.? We've been told for decades that it was Sirhan that did it. All of a sudden, after Kennedy died, RFK died, all of a sudden you have a murderer right away. Boom. Doesn't add up. Doesn't really add up, folks. It never really did. The CIA killed political figures from other nations because our president says they're a threat. But we have Robert Francis Kennedy, who was running 5 years after his brother was assassinated. Now, could this LAPD officer murder and pull the trigger that killed Kennedy, RFK? Well, there is a good point here, because when JFK died, all of a sudden, boom, it was Lee Harvey Oswald. 9/11 happened, boom, it was Osama bin Laden. All of a sudden, an event happened, it was this guy, or it was this guy. But in the case of the death of Robert Francis Kennedy Sr., automatically it was Sirhan Sirhan. I mean, you all know about the CIA, MK Ultra. They're the CIA's Manchurian candidate. Now, how they do it is they brainwash people to do stupid shit, so the CIA would keep their hands clean. But by doing that, their hands are already dirty and shit. But we have here Thane Eugene Caesar, born February 28th, 1942, died September 11th, 2019. Says here, Thane Eugene Caesar died Tuesday in the Philippines. Compelling evidence suggests that Caesar murdered my father on June 5th of 1968. Caesar, employee in a classification section of Lockheed's Burbank facility, is moonlighting as a security guard at an Ambassador Hotel. He had landed this job about 1 week earlier. Caesar waited in the party as my father, was his RFK Sr., spoke in the ballroom. Then he grabbed my father by the elbow and guided him towards the Sirhan. With 77 people in the party, every eyewitness of Sirhan was always in front of my father at a 3 to 6 feet distance. Sirhan fired 2 shots toward my father before he was tackled. Under the dog pile, Sirhan emptied his 8-chamber revolver, firing 6 more shots in the opposition direction. 5 of them struck a bystander and ongoing and gone wild. But his own account, Caesar was directly behind my dad, was RFK Sr., holding his right in his right elbow, with his right foot, with his own gun drawn. My dad fell backwards on top of him. He repeatedly changed his story about exactly when he drew his weapon. According to the coroner, Dr. Thomas Noguchi, all 4 shots were struck my father where contact shots fired from behind my dad, RFK Sr., with barrel touched nearly behind his body. Caesar sold his .22 to a co-worker weeks after the assassination, warning him that it had been used in a crime. Caesar lied to the police, claiming that he disposed of the wet gun months before. Caesar was a bigot who hated the Kennedys by the advocacy of the civil rights for blacks. I had planned to meet with Thane Eugene Caesar in the Philippines last June until he demanded a payment of $25,000 through his agent, Dan Mola. Ironically, Mola pennied a meticulous and compelling indictment of Caesar in the 95 book, and then suddenly exculpated him by fiat in a bizarre and nonsensical final chapter. Police never seriously investigated Caesar's role in his father's death. So, could a security guard Was the security guard a CIA agent? Was Thane Eugene Caesar the shooter? Was he a CIA guy dressed as a security guard? Or was he just a security guard that was hired to do the job? But Sirhan took the blame. So this guy would walk free after killing Robert Francis Kennedy Sr. This guy was a low-life piece of shit. He demanded $25,000 from RFK Jr. just to meet with them. This guy was a low-life piece of shit. Okay? And he died 2 days ago. This low-life piece of shit died 2 days ago. So, could Thane Eugene Caesar be the gunman that killed Kennedy RFK Sr.? Now, we've had assassinations that went unsolved for centuries, for decades, for years, and you name it. But this motherfucker here, Thane Eugene Caesar, born on February 28th, 1942, died 2 days ago on September 11th, 2019. This low-life piece of shit killed RFK Sr. Sirhan didn't kill RFK Sr. It was this motherfucker right here. This piece of shit right here. Thane Eugene Caesar. This piece of shit motherfucker pulled the trigger. He pulled the fucking trigger. So, RFK Jr. found out who killed his dad. So this low-life piece of shit murdered Kennedy. Kennedy's brother, RFK Sr. It's like a question. Did Hillary Clinton have JFK Jr. killed so he wouldn't participate in the Senate run for New York? Senate run of New York. Because JFK Jr. was like his dad. Caring, compassionate, and nice. A good guy. A good guy. But this motherfucker right here, Thane Eugene Caesar, a security guard. But was he really a security guard or an LAPD officer that helped destroy evidence? Because the place has been torn down. I think the reason it was torn down is because LAPD is very crooked. Very, very crooked. And been crooked for a long time. And they destroyed evidence all the time. 51 years ago, they destroyed evidence. They destroyed evidence. LAPD broke the fucking law. Those motherfuckers. So, question is, for some of you, did Thane Eugene Caesar, was he a security guard, or was he an LAPD officer that took out and assassinated Robert Francis Kennedy Jr. Sr. The channel is The Middle Blitz. I will leave the the channel name in the section. Alright folks, this is a good old Grandmaster Evan here, and you just watched the Anonymous Liberty Radio. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, share this video with the ones you know, and with the ones you love. And also, don't forget to hit the bell for notification. And if you got this transmission, you are the resistance. I'm Grandmaster Evan. Knowledge is free. If you ain't down with that, we got 3 words for you. Go fuck yourself. Peace out. I'm Evan. You're not. Fuck you. I'm out.